Greetings from Iceland. My name is Steve Banks.
And my name is Julia Banks.
And we're going to tell you the story about Christmas according to Iceland. So feel free to pause the video now and gather the children around your feet as we tell you the story of Christmas. Featuring murder, cannibalism, bestiality, cuckoldry. But it all begins with Grilla and Leopoldi, who are the parents of the Icelandic Christmas lads. Grilla terrorizes all the children, but her husband, Leopoldi, is a weakling and always dominated by his wife. For centuries, children in Iceland have been afraid of Grilla because they believed that she would come and dump them in her sack. Above all, she seeks out children who have been naughty and scream a lot at Christmas. You often hear that this couple is still alive, even though there are those who insist that Grilla is dead. The Christmas cat is the only house pet Grilla has, and one suspects that they share the same living quarters. The Christmas cat is just as dangerous as Grilla because he is big and cruel. According to legend, he abducts everyone who has not received new clothes for Christmas, and is often said that somebody who has not received anything new to wear for Christmas will be a victim of the Christmas cat. So basically, you will be kidnapped, put into a sack, and eaten by Grilla cat. But we turn our attention now to her children, the 12 Christmas lads. Take it away, Julia.
The Icelandic Yuletide. In a cave high up in the mountains, a place fit for ogres and trolls, Mother Grilla, who you've just learned about, stirred the brew, throwing sheep dung into the fire. Father Leopoldi sat on his bed, which he never left unless he had to. From a dark corner came a rumbling, loud yawning, quarreling, and kicking about. After their long sleep, limbs stiff and shaky, their heads unclear, the lads were awakening. With the approach of yet another Yuletide, they were getting on their feet again. The lads grew merrier by the hour, and the Christmas cat came slinking in, sensing something tastier in the offering than the mice of past months. The lads wolfed down Grilla's brew and prepared for their annual journey. The Yuletide lads meant mischief, and each day another one made his way down the mountains. Under cover of darkness, they approached the homesteads, the hissing Christmas cat close upon their heels. At the farms, from then on, things began to disappear. Deplorable, really, the way these lads behaved. The first Christmas lad is the candle beggar, who loved candlelight and stole into the farmhouse for a look, feasting his eyes on the Christmas candles and the children carrying them to and fro. He hid in a corner where nobody saw him, and then snatched a candle for himself. The next is Sheepcot Clod. When this clumsy fellow entered the sheepcot, he gave the sheep no peace nor rest. He was having such great fun until the ram came up to check on the intruder and went straight for the lad, butting Sheepcot Clod into the muck. Gullygawk slid silently into the cowshed, saw the bull and didn't want to come closer. Looking into every corner, he didn't see a soul and thought he might try to get some milk. He took hold of a teat and milk ran into his palm, but the cow was annoyed and gave him a kick. Meat Hook was a fancier of mutton well smoked. Sitting by the chimney top when darkness fell, he looked down the chimney, and if he saw meat, definitely sent his hook down for his favorite meal. The people on the farm gave a hue and seeing their Christmas dinner fly away. Oh, we did. We did that. Okay. Shorty. Poor Shorty kept his undivided attention on the kitchen pans, coveting their contents. On stubby legs, he hovered near the larder, ingenious in finding ways to get near the roast, waiting in the corner where he was unseen for a chance to snatch a pan of juicy meat. Door sniffers' nose stood him in good stead. He used it to find all kinds of things. While he's still up in the mountains, he could smell the quickest way to find some food, and out of the drifting snow he would appear, sticking his nose into every door ajar. Motherfucker, it's hungry. Okay. Window peeper was a very curious fellow. He visited most farms and took a look inside. Lying at the windows, he made faces at people, and if somebody saw him, he just gave a laugh. The children fled in haste to escape the sight, for he really had an ugly face. Ladle liquor lingered on the road, long and thin. He looked like a flagpole. Hurrying in the dark, he found a pot at once and greedily started to lick the ladle. But in his haste, he forgot to take care, and the hot ladle burnt his tongue. Always hungry, sausage swiper.
What was that?
Sausage swiper.
Sausage swiper.
Sausage swiper. Didn't take long to find a farm. His specialty was to spot a string of sausages on a nail. Visiting as many farms as he could, he stole sausages everywhere. Pot scraper had a nimble hand with nice big pots of burnt-on food. Snatching them out of the farm girl's hands, he scraped the pots with all his might, and with many a pot he spent so long he probably scraped a hole right through. Okay. Bowl liquor, not to be confused with ladle liquor.
Two liquors?
Two liquors. Arrived rather late as people were sitting down to eat. Nothing pleased him as much as when fussy children didn't finish their food. A leftover fan, bowl liquor, sneaked in and thoroughly cleaned all the bowls. Scryer gobbler, pretty sure that's yogurt, was greedy for good food and often sat on the roof beam in the larder. When the door to the larder closed, he stole down and had himself some skyr. Some of it, of course, landed on his clothes, and his beard became all spotted with the stuff. Oh, God. Door slammer, always bent on teasing people. Late at night, this lad took pleasure in noisily disturbing people's sleep. He slammed the doors hard enough to frighten the dogs, who fled upstairs. And that is the story of the 13.
And that is
Yuletide
the family
lads.
of Grilla and Lepuldi. Merry Christmas, everyone. Early or late. From Iceland, signing off, Steve Banks.
And Julia Banks.
All the best.